Okay, there we go. Hi everyone. I'll be with you in a second. Sorry we're starting a little bit late today. There we go. Also, I'm looking very white. Just give me a second. There we go. Okay. Hello. Hi everyone. Welcome back to Farm Sim Friday. My mic's way too far away. Let me just move it a bit. There we go. Hopefully you can hear me alright. Welcome back. Sorry we're a little bit delayed today, but we're back for more Farm Sim Friday, and we are going to be continuing on Saxlingham. And it's also day 5 of my Jingle Jam fundraiser. I'll tell you more about that in just a moment when we get started. But since we're already running a little bit late, I'm just going to switch straight over to the game and we'll get on with it. Okay? Sound like a plan? Let's do it. Okay. There we go. And we're in. So welcome back. We're back in Saxlingham. This is the second to last episode on this map. It's not going to be long before we are leaving Saxlingham for good. We're going to be playing Kinleg in the new year. Courtney says, have you ever played Kinleg? Not yet. We're saving that map for next year. We're still on Saxlingham at the minute, but we are nearly done with this map. We're going to do some harvesting today. And then next week will be the last episode. We're going to see how much money we've made on this map in total over the 10 weeks that we've been playing it. But I've had a lot of fun with it. It's been a really great map. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. And we're not done yet. We've still got a few things to be getting on with. So first things first, we do have some harvesting to do. Now, the fields aren't actually ready to harvest yet. I think the oats will be ready tomorrow, so I am going to start by... We're just going to skip a day. There's not really anything else that needs to be done. We've done all the spraying. All the animals are well fed. All we really need to do now is harvest. So I'm going to fast forward through to July, and then we'll start harvesting. We'll do the oats first. We've also got corn, sorghum, and sunflowers to do, so we got a lot of work ahead of us. We're going to try and get it all done today. Thanks for the Fest Pops and the Heart Me's, Draydog. Oh, there's something I forgot to do as well. 1 second. I'm going to have to restart the stream real quick, but I promise I'll be back in just a sec. Okay, go live again. And this time, I'm going to put branded content. Yep. Okay, there we go. We're live again. I made a very, very quick change. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, everyone. Sorry, I had to restart the live stream real quick because I'm running a bit of an experiment today. I'm testing something out, and I'll explain why in a bit. We're just going to fast forward through. Like I say, we're going to fast forward to June. Okay, we can turn the timescale back down again now. And back to the farm. Hi, how are you? I'm good, STFC. How are you doing? Right, there we go. And then we'll sleep until 6 AM. There we are. And now the field should be ready. There we go. It's ready to go. So let's get there with the harvester and get to work. Oh, my keys are stuck. There we go. And we're off. Oh, I could do with refueling first, actually. Let's grab a bit of fuel before we go. Not working? There we go. So if you're wondering why I've restarted the stream, by the way, you'll notice on screen that it says this video is a paid partnership. This video is not a paid partnership. I'm not being sponsored, but I am raising money for charity, and unfortunately, TikTok doesn't understand the difference between a paid partnership and a charity fundraiser. So I thought I'd do a little experiment. I thought if I disclosed a paid partnership, even though it's not a paid partnership, then TikTok might be less likely to mute the stream for, non-disclosure. I just thought I'd give it a try. Like I say, it's not a paid partnership. I am doing a charity fundraiser for Jingle Jam this year. But again, TikTok doesn't understand the meaning of the word charity. So I've disclosed it as a fundraiser. So I've disclosed it as a paid partnership, which it isn't. But I am doing a charity fundraiser for Jingle Jam this year. I'm trying to raise £500 for 8 incredible charities. There's a link in my bio, or you can scan the QR code on screen. If you know, I know, I'm aware that there's certain people out there insinuating that it's a scam. If you want proof that Jingle Jam is a real thing, literally just Google Jingle Jam. They're a very well-established fundraising organisation. They've raised over 25 million over the last 10 years. And this year, over 500 creators are participating to raise money for 8 really incredible charities. And I'm trying to raise £500 this week. I've realised I've backed the combine in and I can't get it out of here. But yeah, I'm trying to raise 500. There's 8 really worthwhile charities that are participating this year: War Child, Autistica, Calm, World Wildlife Fund. Lots of really good worthwhile charities. And as Mother Frog says, it was officially set up by the Yogscast over 10 years ago. If you're not familiar with the Yogscast, they're a pretty big name on the YouTube scene in the UK. And, like I say, it's a completely trusted thing. I know people are trying to insinuate that I'm in some way scamming you. It's not. It's an official thing. Like I say, if you don't believe me, you can Google it and you'll find everything that you need to know. But yeah, please do donate. We've raised £133 so far. I'm going to be streaming today, tomorrow, and Sunday. And hopefully by the end of the week we might at least come close to our goal. I don't think we're going to raise the full 500 at this point, but even £133 is really great. Every single penny of it is going towards some really amazing charities. So if you feel like donating a little bit of money to charity this Christmas, like I say, please do consider clicking on the link or scanning the QR code and give whatever you can. Now, back to the game. We are going to be doing some harvesting. We've got the regular header. Hold on, can we put the... There we go, put the flash on. We got the regular header, which will be fine for the oats and sorghum, but we are going to need to get the sunflower header for the sunflowers, obviously, and the corn header as well. Can the sunflower header do corn? I don't think it can. No, the corn header can do sunflowers. That's it. So we'll get the corn header for the sunflowers and the corn, and this header for the oats and sorghum. Hello, by the way, Crawford. How are you doing? And hello, Tom. I don't know if I said hi. Tom, how are you doing today? Sorry, I was a little bit distracted. Okay. We'll just park it up here. So there's the corn next door. That's ours as well. I don't think that's ready, though. Just the oats for now. Okay. Now, obviously, we can't do this whole job ourselves, because we're going to need to be taking away the grain. So we'll probably do the headlands and then get an AI worker on it. And we'll go for 2 headlands. Why not? There we go. Okay. Turn on and unfold. Oh, no more place to store... no more space to place new pallets at the sheep barn. Okay, we need wool. Oh, hang on. We need to disable straw swath as well. We don't want any straw. Don't need it. There we go. And we're off. Bit of a shaky start, but we're going. So like I say, we'll do the 2 headlands, then we'll fetch... In fact, we might only be able to do 1 headland before the tank's full. We'll just do 1, then we'll get a tractor over to collect it, and then we'll also have to go to the sheep barn and collect up some wool pallets. Where'd you put the corn when you finished? Says Caden. Well, the plan was that we would use the corn to make cereal, breakfast cereal, for which you need oats, corn, and raisins. What I'm thinking is I might actually store the stuff and take it with us to Kinlake. What I'm planning on doing is, rather than starting again when we move on to the new map, I want to like continue with the progress we've made on this map. So we're going to transfer over all of our equipment, all of our money, and I'm thinking maybe all of the, any unsold produce as well. So we can basically carry on where we left off, but on a different map. Because the thing is, I only play this game normally once a fortnight. Recently I've been doing it once a week, but I don't really play it often enough to be able to start again from scratch, you know what I mean? If we start again with nothing on Kinlake, it's going to take ages before we get things up and running again. So yeah, I'm thinking we're going to try and move stuff from this map over to Kinlake, so we're not starting from the absolute beginning again. When are you moving maps? In the new year. We got 1 more episode on this map, which is going to be next Friday, and then after Christmas I'm going to be moving on to Kinlake, which is the Scottish map from the Highlands Fishing DLC. Thanks for all the gifts again, Dreydog. Much appreciated. Now the question is, will we get any donations today? Yesterday was the first day that we didn't get any donations. And I get it. Factorio, definitely not my most popular series. I wasn't expecting to do too well on that. But Farming Sim, by far, is the most popular series that I do. So hopefully, fingers crossed, if we get a decent amount of viewers today, we might get a few more donations. And once again, it's all for charity. It's all for 8 very, very good causes. Autistica, War Child, Make-A-Wish, World Wildlife Fund. Just really, really great charities. Really, really worthwhile. Again, if you feel like donating some money to charity this Christmas, there's a link in my bio, or you can scan the QR code on screen. It's all going to very, very good causes. God, we're 48% full already. Okay, I think we'll just do the one headland and then we'll bring over a trailer. Can you do this IRL, says Harv? Probably not. I've never driven a combine, if that's what you mean. Although I have driven a tractor a couple of times. But I'm not a farmer. I'm not a farmer. I've always been interested in it, but it's not something that I pursued as a career. Thank you for the heart me, MBCN Live. Hello, how are you doing? Welcome. Oh, by the way, Draydog, are you still here? Because I asked you, I asked you in yesterday's live stream about the new Doctor Who spin-off, but then I got interrupted before I had a chance to see your answer. I was wondering if you'd watched it. Did you watch the first 2 episodes? And if so, what did you think? What do you think of it so far? Hello, Lucy McCartney. How are you doing? Welcome. I'm good, thanks. How about you? I'm good. I'm good. Glad to be back in Farming Sim, as always. You know, if regular viewers know how much I enjoy playing this game. And, of course, it's all for a good cause this week, because I'm raising money for Jingle Jam 2025. Very, very important fundraiser. As someone who's watched Jingle Jam for many years, it's great to finally be able to participate in one myself, and help to raise a little bit of money. Okay, I am gonna get an AI worker on this, but I'm gonna get them to go the other way round, so the pipe's on the outside, because we're gonna need to start collecting with the trailer very soon. If you can hear a slight squeaking on the mic, by the way, it's because the little ball on my steering wheel has developed a squeak. It's not the actual wheel, it's just the ball. It has a bit of a squeak to it. Which, yes, is very annoying. Okay, 2, work the headlands, on, start with headlands, and go! Now, he's probably gonna not actually do what I've asked him to do. Oh, maybe. Nope. And he's gonna drive straight into the crop. He's gonna do the headland that I've already done again, isn't he? Yeah, okay, you know what? Just wait there. They really don't like it when you do one headland and then try to get them to do the other. It's not a viable option, unfortunately. Okay, here we go. We'll get the small trailer. And we'll get the lights on. Quiet today. I mean, we have started a bit late, so share the stream if you don't mind, everybody. I've noticed that whenever I start late, it always goes a bit slower. And it wasn't my fault that I started late today. I did try to start at 5, but I got a little bit held up. Okay, here we go. Lights off. And pipe out. What's the charity, says La? There's 8 charities, La, that are partnered with this year's Jingle Jam. There's War Child, Autistica, wrong one, Campaign Against Living Miserably, Become, Make-A-Wish, the Trevor Project, World Wildlife Fund, and Wallace and Gromit's Grand Appeal. 8 very different but equally, you know, important charities. If you want to learn more about each individual charity, there's information on the page. But yeah, 8 really fantastic causes. They partner with a different set of charities each year, with the exception of some regulars. But yeah, like I say, if you want to know more about each individual one, feel free to ask me if you want to know about any of the specific charities. But again, there's plenty of information about them all on the donation page as well, if you want to know more. Okay, I'm going to have to do the second headland myself, aren't I? Fine, if I must. And yeah, just to reiterate, I'm trying to raise £500 this year. We've raised 133 so far, so thank you to everyone who has already donated. It's very, very generous of you. I could have left the music on, to be honest. I feel like this is one of those games that does benefit from having music. But then I can't listen. I don't think I'm allowed to listen to any of the in-game music because I think it might be copyrighted. I don't know. Does anyone know? Actually, is any of the radio music in Farming Sim like not stream friendly? No more space to place new pallets. Right, we need to get down to the sheep barn. There's pallets trying to spawn, and they can't spawn. As soon as we got this second headland done, we're going to have to get down there. You know what? I think I will put some music on, just because it's very awkward to sit here and in silence when the chat's quiet. Obviously, I'm used to having questions coming in and talking, interacting and stuff like that. But when the chat gets quiet, it's kind of just dead silent. But will I put the in-game music on, or will I put the Christmas music back on? I don't know. Like I say, I don't know if I can use the in-game music. Thanks for following, Harvey Lovell. Much appreciated. I think it's better not to risk it. I mean, there's not exactly any hugely popular tunes in the game anyway, but it's quite possible that some of them might not be stream approved. Here's a question. What was the name of the banana curry again, says P. It's Kashmiri, P. I actually posted a highlight of that exact conversation, if you want to check it out. I posted a highlight of our curry conversation yesterday. It's Kashmiri with a K. As in like cashmere, the material, but with an I on the end. I'll check it out. Thanks, P. Do you play Fortnite? I don't, Basil. No. Not my kind of game, to be honest. Not a fan of battle royale games or shooters in general. Yeah, I've just never really seen the appeal of it, to be honest. I'm sure it's a great game for people who are into that sort of thing, but it's not my cup of tea. Thought you were leaving, says Cold Hands. What do you mean leaving? We're like less than half an hour into the stream. Are you male or female? I don't mean to misjudge, just so I know. I'm a trans woman, Bilbo. So I was born male. It says male on my birth certificate. I've been out for about 5 years. Well, about 4.5 years-ish. I've lived as a trans woman. Like leaving TikTok? No, Cold Hands. I've never, planned to leave TikTok. I do want to focus less on TikTok next year, but I'm still going to be here. I'll still be posting here. I'll still be streaming here. It's just that I want to focus a bit more on my YouTube and Twitch, which you can check out if you're interested, by the way. Support trans people. Thank you, Basil. And in fact, one of the charities that is partnered with this year's Jingle Jam is the Trevor Project, which is raising money for LGBTQ+ young adults. Again, very worthwhile charity, as are they all. And once again, if you have any questions about any of the individual charities that are present at this year's Jingle Jam, feel free to ask. I'm happy to tell you more. But there's 8 charities participating. Any donations that you do give will be split evenly between all the charities. And if you donate £35 or more, you get access to the Jingle Jam Games Collection, which is Steam keys for 15 really great games. There's quite a good mix in there as well. There we go, I'm going to get a worker on this now. And he's going to do his job properly this time. Well, he's backed straight into me, so not a good start. I should have emptied out first. Oh dear. I didn't think. Also, I'm not even going to have time to get to the sheep, because I'm going to be... This trailer's quite small, so I'm going to be constantly back and forth to empty it out, right? I'll just hang here for a minute and keep an eye on him. Because we are only 3/4 full. So if I hang tight for a minute till we're full. AR Worker J has a nearly full tank. Well, that was quick. I'll get him on the way back up. No more space to store new pellets. Yep, I knew that. Knew that already. Thank you. Yeah, as soon as he turns around, I'll go back up with him. How is the stream, by the way? I normally ask. I forgot to ask today if, you know, you can see and hear everything alright. I like to make sure because sometimes I forget to set stuff up properly and there's like no audio or whatever. Or that time that I did a 3-hour stream on Twitch and there was no game footage at all. It was just me talking in front of a black screen. So I like to make sure that people can actually see and hear. Oh, Chelsea donated £35. Thank you so much, Chelsea. That's so kind of you. Our first donation of the day. Thank you so much. And because you've donated 35, you'll get access to the Jingle Jam Games collection. There's 15 really great games in there. I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun with them. I shouldn't have come over this ridge because the tractor won't go over it. I'm going to have to drive all the way to the top of the field, aren't I? Or I could go at an angle. All good, thank you, Dagger. P says TikTok's been a bit jumpy, but could be on my end. I have had a couple of pop-ups from TikTok about connection issues, so it is probably my internet, to be fair. But yes, thank you once again, Chelsea, for donating another £35. That brings our total up to 168, I believe it is. I can't actually see, because it's very tiny on my screen. But I think our total now is 168. That's so incredible. I knew that 500 was quite ambitious, to be honest. I wasn't expecting us to hit 500. I'm on the wrong side of the road, I've just realised. Yeah, I wasn't expecting us to hit 500, but I wanted to aim high, you know, and £168 for charity is still absolutely incredible. Again, if you would like to donate and support 8 really amazing charities for Christmas this year, please do consider clicking the link or scanning the QR code on screen and supporting my Jingle Jam fundraiser. You know, it's all for charity, it's all for 8 very good causes. The main Yogscast campaign, by the way, have raised over $2.5 million already, and there's still 2 days to go, so who knows what the final total will be. I think they can hit 3 mil. I think they'll do it. There's normally a surge on the last day, so I think they'll make it to 3 mil. Are you fundraising for testicular cancer? I'm not, honey, but one of the charities that I am fundraising for is the Trevor Project, which is provides help and support to LGBTQ+ youth. A very, very good cause. I'm sure you'll agree. Oh, are those sunflowers ready? Hold on. No. They're still a bit yellow. And just to remind everyone, by the way, if you have any questions about the charities, there's more information on the charity page, or you can ask me. I'll tell you as much as I know about each one. There's a huge traffic jam here, by the way, because the AI traffic is stupid, and I think someone tried to overtake and ended up hitting somebody else, so now all of them are just not moving. We'll squeeze past. Evening, Farmer Brian, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. It's harvest time. We're harvesting at the minute. We're just doing the oats right now. But we've also got sunflowers, corn, and sorghum to be doing. And we're going to hopefully get all of that done today. All good, and yourself? I'm very good. I'm doing good. I'm happy because we've had our first donation of this evening. In yesterday's stream, unfortunately, we didn't get any donations during Factorio Thursday. But I was kind of expecting that, because Factorio is like my least popular game that I play. I wasn't expecting too many people to watch the stream. Farming Sim, on the other hand, my Farming Sim streams normally do quite well, so I'm hoping, you know, that we'll get some decent viewership today, and hopefully with it we might get a few more donations. Just to remind everyone who's just joining, I am raising money for charity this Christmas. There's 8 incredible charities being supported by this year's Jingle Jam. I'm going to have to run over the crops ever so slightly. But if you'd like to donate a little bit of money to charity this year, please consider clicking the link in my bio or using the QR code on screen. How much have we raised so far, says CK? We've currently raised £168 of our £500 target, which is absolutely incredible. Thank you so much, everybody who has already donated. It's so appreciated. And again, it's going to 8 very, very worthwhile causes. Can I join? Sorry, Levi, it's single player only. There we go, that was quick. Yeah, unfortunately I had to run over the crop a little bit there. And get straight back again. There must be a spot here that's flat enough to go over properly. Because at the minute I'm just kind of taking a run up and jumping over the ridge. It looks quite flat at the bottom though. We'll try that on the way back. Lights again, keep forgetting to put that on. What time are we on? 1:45. I'm wondering if it might be worth doing a restart on TikTok. Maybe at 7 we'll do a quick restart. Although, no reports today. Everything's good so far on that front. I'm just thinking about restarting because of the low viewership. Looks like we haven't quite hit the algorithm this evening. And normally I wouldn't mind, but, you know, this is supposed to be a charity fundraiser. It would be nice if there were a few more people here, because then we might get a few more donations. So we'll see how the viewership's looking at 7 o'clock. 6 o'clock, sorry. And I might do a swift restart. Hello, Saul. Good afternoon. How you doing, Bertie boys? Welcome. Good to see you again. I'm going to leave the beacon light on now, because we're going to be going back out onto the road in a second anyway. Yeah, all of this oat, I don't think we're going to sell it. I think we're going to store it and take it up to Scotland with us when we move to Kinlake. I know it's not very realistic to do that, but like I was saying earlier, I want to make sure that we have a decent start when we move on to Kinlake. Okay, I'm going to have to turn the traffic off for a second just to clear this jam. There we go. Because it bugged out and they all got stuck. But yeah, all the oats we're just going to store. Same with the corn. The sorghum we will hopefully process into bread. And I did want to do sunflower oil as well. There's a very cheap sunflower oil factory that we can build to do that. And then obviously next week we're going to be selling whatever we can. We'll sell the bread, we'll sell the sunflower oil, we'll sell whatever wool we have left. The corn and the oats we'll keep and take those up to Kinlake with us. And we're also going to take all of our equipment with us. We'll sell the land and we'll sell the buildings. But the equipment we're going to keep. All the tractors, all of the tools, stuff like that. We're going to carry all of that over with us when we start on Kinlake in the new year. Okay, where's our combine? Up there. Okay, we'll sit here. Right, while we've got a quick bit of free time, I'm going to clear these wool pallets, because there's too much wool piled up at the sheep pasture. Is one of those pallets a different colour? It is. That's weird. What's that all about? Okay, there we go. I know you get asked this a million times, but which wheel/pedal setup are you using? Says P. I'm using the Logitech G heavy equipment bundle, which includes the wheel and the side panel and 2 pedals. You can get the wheel and pedals as their own thing. It's just called the Logitech G heavy equipment wheel. Oh no, sorry, you can't get the wheel. Ignore my previous remark. You can get the panel on its own, but you can't get the wheel on its own. You can get like all 3 of them as a bundle, or you can get the panel. And it costs £230 direct from Logitech, although you can probably get it cheaper if you shop around. Hey Jerex, how you doing? Welcome back. At the minute we're just shifting some wool pallets, because we've run out of space at the sheep pasture. I want to move all 4 of them before another one spawns, because they have a nasty habit of spawning right whilst you're trying to pick them up. Like another one will just appear while I'm trying to pick one up. Do you play Sandbox on Farming Sim? Nope, I don't, Jerex. It's all completely survival, as it were. To be honest, I don't really have fun playing like sandbox style on this game. I've tried it before in previous farming sims, you know, just cheating a bunch of money, buy all the biggest equipment straight away, but for me personally I don't really enjoy playing that way, because I feel like there's really not much to do once you've unlocked everything. I like working towards it, you know, I like the grind. Not to say there's anything wrong with playing it sandbox style, that's absolutely valid, you know, but it's not for me, it's not my cup of tea. Okay, just pop this back. And, oh, quick, before it turns around again. Move, move, move! Too late. Too late. We've lost him. Don't turn around. Don't turn around. Don't turn around. Don't turn around. No! He's turning around! Stop! Stop, 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 stop. Stop, stop. Don't move. Don't move. Don't move. Don't move. Don't move! Right, fuck you. Okay. Right, guess we'll just sit here and wait until he's got a full tank, and then we'll plough right through all of our crops so that you can empty yourself out. Thanks very much, mate. What's the combine doing? At the minute, we're harvesting oats. There we go, now it's full. Now it's full, right when it's over the crops that I'm now going to have to destroy to be able to fill my trailer. God, this takes a while, doesn't it? Biggest rage bait moment? Honestly, Jamie, honestly. Like, I was literally chasing him up the fields. I mean, I get it, the AI worker isn't intelligent enough to understand that, but they should have a thing, like, they should have a setting that you can alter where, like, if the tank is, like, so full that it's gonna reach its maximum on the next row, it should stop. Like, if the AI worker knows that the tank will be full before it gets to the end of the next row, then it should stop at the end of the previous row, if that makes sense. Because that's what happened on a real farm, right? The combine would get to the top of the field, they'd look at the gauge and they'd say, right, we're almost completely full, let's empty out now, and not when I'm halfway down the next row, you know? But yeah, I don't think the AI workers in Farming Sim will ever be that intelligent. Every single Farming Sim, they're always going on about how much they've improved the AI workers, and they really aren't that much improved. They still make all the same mistakes. That heavy equipment bundle is down to 150. Is that definitely for the whole bundle, P? Because 150 is also the price of the panel by itself, or it was last time I checked. If it's definitely for the wheel and the panel and the panel and the pedals, that's a really good price. Because, like I say, I bought it for 230 a couple of years back, but I bought it from the official Logitech website as well, so like I say, you probably could get it a lot cheaper elsewhere. Yeah, all three down from 230 on Logitech's site. Nice. I'm guessing it's some kind of Christmas sale, I'd imagine, but well worth it. Well worth it for 150. That, I mean, that is the cheapest wheel that you can buy. Like, in terms of a brand new wheel, you will not get anything cheaper than that. And even though it's a very cheap wheel, that doesn't mean that it's a bad wheel, because it's a very good wheel for Farming Sim, and it's a very good wheel for Euro Truck in my experience. Like I've said many times before, I think people are put off by the fact that it's very cheap, because they automatically think it's cheap, therefore it must be bad. It's not bad. It's good quality. It's not perfect. Like, it is cheap, and it's, you know, I think it's a fair price for what it is. It's not the best wheel in the world, but it is cheap, and you get what you pay for. You know what I mean? I will always recommend it. Anyone out there who likes Farming Sim or Euro Truck and they want to get their first wheel, it's a good place to start. It is a really good place to start. Could you give me a lowdown on what the panel does? Says P. Yeah, so there's quite a lot of functionality in the panel. It's got, I think, 22 buttons total. They're numbered a little bit weird, because they're on the actual panel. They're numbered like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But in terms of the way that the panel is scripted, it starts from 0. So button 1 on the panel is actually button 0, like on the software side, if that makes sense. But there's 22 buttons. There's also a little scroll wheel. Let me just turn the light off a sec. There's a little scroll wheel down here, and there's a stick. The stick is primarily used, I mean, I've got it mapped to my gearbox. If you probably can't see it on the screen right now, but this is shifting the gears up and down when I move it side to side. And it's also used for controlling front loaders and stuff like that. But all the other buttons, they're like fully mappable to whatever you want. So like I've got these 2 purple ones in the top left mapped to the shop and the map, or the shop and the pause menu, which is very useful. I've got some that are set to the timescale and stuff like that. I actually don't use the panel very much for Farming Sim, but I use it a lot for Euro Truck. In Euro Truck, every single button does something. There's windscreen wipers. I use this as an indicator stick. There's buttons to connect the trailer or to raise the suspension. All sorts of really great stuff. Like I say, every single button is fully mappable. You can choose exactly what you want each individual button to do, which is very useful. But yeah, it essentially does the same job as a keyboard, right? Like, you choose which button does what, but it's shaped like a real control panel in a tractor, and it feels like a real control panel in a tractor, you know, something like this. So it's a really good bit of kit. And I've said it before, I would buy this on its own. Like, I recommend the bundle as a whole, but if you've already got a steering wheel and you just want the side panel, you can get this on its own, and I definitely recommend this as well, just as a separate thing, because it is very, very good. Okay, pipe out. I've just realised it started raining as well, and we shouldn't really harvest in the rain, but we finished this field anyway. It looks like field 19 is going to be ready next. Field 2 is looking pretty close as well, but 19 is going to be next. That is the sorghum. Okay, so we can do this with the regular combine as well, with the regular header. Oh. Ooh, froze a little bit there. What charity, says Ted? There's 8 charities that I'm fundraising for this year for Jingle Jam 2025. There's War Child, Autistica, Campaign Against Living Miserably, Become, The Trevor Project, Make-A-Wish, World Wildlife Federation, and Wallace and Gromit's Grand Appeal. 8 really incredible charities. They're all very different, but, you know, all equally worthwhile. Any donations that you give will be split evenly amongst all 8 charities. So again, if you feel like donating a little bit of money to charity this Christmas, please do consider checking the link in my bio or scan the QR code on screen to visit my Jingle Jam fundraiser today. Thanks for following, CB. Good on you. Thank you, Ted. I mean, I think it's the least I can do, to be honest. I think if you've got any sort of community or any sort of audience, why wouldn't you use that to raise a bit of money for charity? You know, I mean, I'm not claiming that I've got the biggest audience in the world or anything, but there are people who watch my live streams, and I think if you've got an audience like that, then you should use it. You should try and raise money for charity. Again, I think if you have the ability to raise money for charity, why would you not? Why would you not do it? Okay, we've got a slight problem. I can't attach the header trailer because it's at a weird angle. Oh. There we go. Got it. Nearly pushed the header off, but I... Oh, no. I didn't get it. There we go. Now we got it. Are you a boy or a girl? Just asking, says CB. I'm a trans woman, CB, so I was born male. I came out about 5 years ago, and I've lived as a woman ever since. Okay, so we're on our way now to field 19, which isn't quite ready to harvest yet, but it will be in just a moment. So once we get down there, we'll probably fast forward to August. So do you experience women's cycle? Bit of an odd question, Ted. No, because I am biologically male, so I don't have a menstrual cycle. What does Ashbridge Industries mean, says Beamlicker? Ashbridge is my surname. Ashbridge Industries is just my brand name. You know? That's just what I call myself on TikTok and YouTube and Twitch. I keep forgetting to put the flasher on, by the way. Every single time. I'm just realising as well, we can't get to field 19 without cutting across field 7, can we? I can't... So how am I going to get across there to harvest the sorghum without destroying the sunflowers? There must be a way round. Is that a path up there? Let me just have a check. Hi, Serix. How are you doing? Ooh, okay, it looks like there is a path to get up this side, so we don't have to drive across the other field. Farming Sim? Yes, we are on Farming Sim today, Serix. Okay, we'll bring the combine round this side then. Like I say, I just don't want to be driving across my own crops and destroying them unnecessarily, you know? Oh. Although if I jackknife here, I might have to. Oh. Turn off crop damage, says Sheffield United. I like having the crop damage on. I like, you know, it's a bit more realistic. I was also thinking, by the way, I'm not sure for definite if I'm going to do it, but I was considering doing a, like, super realistic series on Kinlake. There's a few new mods that have appeared on the mod hub recently that add in some extra realism to the game. That add in, like, subsidies and grants and taxes and stuff like that. So I was thinking maybe for Kinlake in the new year, I could do like an ultra-realistic survival series where I try to keep things as realistic as I possibly can, which is something I've not really done in Farming Sim before. I've always tried to keep things fairly realistic, but at the same time, I don't mind, you know, suspending realism a little bit every now and then. But yeah, if people would be interested in that, if people would be interested in me attempting a super realistic series on Farming Sim on the Scottish map Kinlake in the new year, let me know. Let me know what your thoughts on that would be. Would love to see that, says Serix. Nice one. Soon be bankrupt if you get taxed. True, Rob. True. Yeah, I honestly don't know how long we could survive. Because this mod that I'm talking about, it also suspends your ability to take out loans. Like, there's no loans whatsoever. Like I say, it adds in very realistic, like, policies and stuff like that. Like, it's kind of like with precision farming, you get, like, a penalty for using artificial fertilizers, and you get a bonus for using organic fertilizers. It's kind of like that, but more extreme. But I think it could be fun to try. Thanks for following, Rob, by the way. Based on what my farmer friends tell me, you'll be earning pennies if you're going realistic. I mean, I'm earning pennies now, to be honest. I'm not good at this game. Even without it being super realistic, I'm not doing too well. The only reason we got 61k is because I sold some of my equipment. Okay, here we go. So it's not ready to harvest yet. It's going to be ready tomorrow. But we can at least get everything into position, so we're ready to, you know, ready to move off first thing. And fingers crossed it is going to be the sorghum that's ready next. It should be, based on the colours on the map. Yeah, this one's the darkest green, so this one's probably going to be ready next. Then it will be the sweet corn, and I think the sunflowers will be ready last. But we are, as I said earlier, we're going to try and get all of them harvested today. Now let's get this oat into storage before it gets soaking wet. Vehicle Dealership Sim 25. Honestly, P, it's always been a strategy of mine in Farming Sim. Whenever the money's getting a bit tight, just downgrade something. Just sell one of your tractors and get a cheaper one. and make a bit of money in the process. I mean, that's why we have the New Holland TM here, which I'm not complaining about, because it's a good tractor. But I think the only piece of starting equipment that we haven't downgraded on this map is the Combine. We've still got the Combine that we started with. Oh, it's gone 6 o'clock, by the way, and I didn't end up restarting the stream. Honestly, I think there's a fair few people here now. It's going up and down, but I think we're doing well enough to keep going. In this climate, it pays to be economical. True, P, true. Yeah, it's just a shame that it's been so quiet so far, because Farming Sim is normally my biggest stream, you know? This is where I normally get the most views. Like last week, we did really well in last week's Farming Sim stream. If you want to help get the stream out there, please do share, by the way. Again, it's all in a good cause. We are trying to raise money for charity. Which map, says Silly Cow Lover? This is Saxlingham. The Norfolk map. Do you think the later time threw people off? Also could be Christmas party season. It could be both, P, honestly. I have noticed if I start late, even if I like start at 10 past instead of on the hour, it really does affect viewership. Which is crazy, because you wouldn't imagine that people would all tune in to TikTok at the exact same time. You know, you wouldn't imagine that at 5 o'clock everyone just goes, you know, I'm going to go on TikTok now. But it really does make a big difference. Like, in previous streams, when I've started at, like, 10 past or quarter past instead of on the hour, it really does affect the views quite heavily. And, like, today, for example, we started 10 minutes late today, and so far the viewership has been lower than normal. So yeah, it's weird, but it does seem to work that way. Right, anyway, we will have one last look at the wool. See if there's any more that need shifting. I think we're good for now. How are the sheep, by the way? We haven't checked on them in a while. The youngest babies are now 4 months old. There they are. Oh, they're so cute. How do I crouch? There we go. Hello, bubby. We're not breeding these for meat, by the way. These are wool sheep. Don't worry, everyone. They're not being slaughtered. They're growing nice thick coats of wool for us to sell. And they're eating good as well. We got plenty of... Oh, actually, we don't have plenty of grass. I think we need to bring them over a couple more grass bales. Let's go and do that real quick. I will drop the pallet fork somewhere where it's not going to get lost. Like there, for example. Why are you not opening? Open! Thank you. Don't push me. Don't push me. Thank you. Okay. Right, bale time. Let's go and get another. They're eating a lot more at this time of year as well. So we might need to give them 2 or 3 bales today. Oh, we got a beacon on this as well. just on the back there. I really wish the gate for this yard wasn't all the way down at the bottom. It would be so much easier if the gate was right there. But I can't move it. Can't delete this fence or move any of the infrastructure on this area, so we just got to deal with the gate being where it is. I don't think we'll take the grass bales with us to Kinlake. I don't think it's really worth it. P says my dog just summoned us to open his advent calendar for today. Oh, lovely. Anyone got an advent calendar this year? I've got a toffee one. Toffee and eclairs. Pretty good. I want to get there's a shop in Frenchgate in Doncaster town centre that do a cheese advent calendar every year, and I've always wanted to get it, but I just always end up forgetting. But you know, any regular viewers will know that I'm a big fan of cheese, and a cheese advent calendar sounds incredible. Okay, right, I cannot get this bale off. This bale fork is too wide. There we go, that'll do. Then get the bale shredder, which is stuck in the fence. Oh, fuck. There we go. What's your gender, says Matthew Gilbert. I'm a trans woman, Matthew. I was born male. I came out as a woman 5 years ago. And you are the third person to ask me that question today. Congratulations. Okay, there we go. Nope, haven't got that. Haven't got it. I don't think that counts. Oh, hang on, it's fluctuating. Can we grip down on it? Grip it. Grip it. There we go. It's very precariously balanced, but I think it's attached. Whoa, and it's heavy. I keep forgetting that the bales are quite heavy for this skid steer. Need to be very careful when we move them. Go slow. Try and keep them as close to the ground as possible. Do a front flip, says P. We might end up doing that. There we go. Beacon on again. Hopefully I don't jinx it, but has there been any issues yet? No, Dre Dog, no trouble. It's been very quiet, which is a shame, because like I was saying earlier, normally my farm sim streams are like my most popular streams that I do. Thanks for following, Joe Backhouse. And today, of all days, you know, when we're doing this charity fundraiser, I was hoping that we'd get as many views as I normally do on Farm Sim Friday, but unfortunately we just don't seem to have hit the For You page today. Hi Joe, how are you doing? This isn't a full bale, by the way. This one's only 3275. I think this was like the last bale that we made, so it's a bit smaller than the others. Always a little bit left over. I'm good, how's you? I'm good, Joe, I'm good, thank you. Okay, how's that? 3275. I will get another. I don't know if we'll do 3. We might just do 2, because it's quite time-consuming bringing the bales over. But we'll at least get 1 more. Have you ever played DayZ, says Ollie. I haven't, Ollie, and I've always wanted to. It's another one of those games that's been on my radar for a very long time, and I've just never gotten around to doing it. But it seems like a game that I would really enjoy, because I love zombies, and I love open world games. It literally would be a perfect game for me, but I've just never gotten around to playing it. Use a trailer to carry more, says Joe. We've already got a trailer. We've already got plenty of bales down here. This is just to make the short trip between the yard and the sheep pasture. DayZ's good fun, to be fair. Have you played it, P? Like I say, it's just another one of those games. There's a few games like that that I've always wanted to play, but I just never get round to it, you know? It's on my bucket list, don't worry. Games to play before I die. If you want a friendly group to join, let me know. I will do, P, thank you. Ollie says, got my own server. Best game I've ever played by far. Good for streaming too. That's a good point. I hadn't even considered. It could be a very good game for streaming, maybe. Although there's no day of the week beginning with Z, so we can't have like Zombie Thursday, you know. Why are there no days of the week beginning with Z? There should be a Zeus Day. Let's get rid of Tuesday. We'll have Zeus Day, and then I can do Zombie Zeus Day. But then there'd be no Trucking Tuesday, and we can't get rid of that. Oh shit! I think we've got the thing stuck on the floor. Yep, there's no way to pick this up now. Oh, fuck. This thing has been no end of trouble. I don't mean the skid steer, I mean the bale shredder. You could just use the day part to be flexible. True. We could just have, like, Thursday Z. we'll just call the series Thursday Z. Can I please just flip it back over so that I can connect to it? I'm not resetting this to the shop. I'm not driving this skid steer all the way back to the shop, which will take half an hour, to pick this back up. No. I want you to be the right way up now. Not the bale. No, not the bale. We don't want that. Okay, thank you. Now. But don't you dare. No. Don't you dare land face down again. It's landed face down again. You know what? I'm sure the sheep will be fine. We've given them one bale. That'll last them until tomorrow. I'm not going to sit here and piss about with that any longer. Let's just go to bed. And then we can harvest the sorghum tomorrow morning. What are you playing on? The map's called Saxlingham. And this, of course, is Farming Sim 25. Okay, sleep till 6 AM. I wonder if we could try and do a restart at past. Oh, what you play? Oh, we're playing on PC. Sorry. We could try doing a restart at past. I feel like past is a good time to start a stream, you know? And I really just feel like I really want to try one last time to get a few more viewers in. But the sorghum's ready to go. And anyone who's just joining, by the way, I am trying to raise money for Jingle Jam this year. There's 8 incredible charities supported by this year's Jingle Jam. If you would like to donate some money to to charity this Christmas, please do click the link in my bio or use the QR code on screen. I'm trying to raise £500. We've raised 168 so far, so thank you everyone for the incredibly generous donations. Like I say, it's going to 8 very, very worthwhile causes: War Child, Autistica, Make-A-Wish, lots of really great stuff. And yeah, any donations you give will be split evenly between all 8 charities. And if you donate £35 or more, you get access to the Jingle Jam Games Collection, which has Steam keys for 15 really great games. There's Train Sim World, there's Ixion, there's Core Keeper, there's Mouthwashing, there's some really good games in there as well. And again, it's all for charity. So you're getting 15 great games for just £35. The price of all of them individually is like well over 100. So not only are you saving a load of money on all of those games, but you're also giving money to 8 really great charities as well. So once again, if you would like to donate some money to charity this Christmas, there's a link in my bio, or you can use the QR code on screen. Thank you very, very much, anyone who has already donated. But please give generously. Have you ever done any actual farm work, says Max? No, Max, I haven't actually. I grew up... my granddad used to work on a farm, and I used to go to work with him on the weekends, which is what inspired my interest in farming. But it's not something I've ever done myself. It's not something I've ever done as a career. But yeah, I've always been interested in it. It's just not something that I ended up pursuing. Okay, 3 minutes to go. Should I do it? Should I restart at past? Is it worth it? For charity. If it's gonna potentially get more viewers in, and potentially therefore get more donations to charity, then I'm willing to try it. Because I was fully expecting this to be like the biggest day for donations, and unfortunately we're halfway through the stream, and so far we've only had 1. So thank you very much to Chelsea who donated earlier today, by the way. But yeah, I'm really thinking it's for charity. Anything that helps to draw in more viewers and therefore more donations is worth trying, in my opinion. So in 2 minutes time, at past, I'm going to quickly restart the stream. Please start the engine. Whoa, what? What? My engine went off? What? 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 What was that about? I'm not at less than 50% maintenance. That's weird. I do have a mod enabled that whenever maintenance level on a vehicle is below 50%, you can get random engine malfunctions. But I'm at like 75% maintenance there, so it shouldn't have happened then. And I didn't press anything to turn off the engine. Anyway, we're coming up to half past. I am gonna try my little restart stream trick and see if in the last hour and a half we might be able to get a few more viewers and a few more donations. So don't go away. Please stick around. I'm gonna restart the stream and I'll be back like in just a couple of seconds. I'm going to wait till it actually hits half past before I do it. Mind you, there's 12 people here now. I might not get back up to that level if I restart. What should I do? What should I do? Somebody tell me, now. Restart or not restart? It's half past. I'm really not sure. I think I'm gonna. It's worth a try. I'm restarting. I will be right back. I will literally be back in a couple of seconds. There we go. The engine went off again. There we go. It was a risky move. It was a risky move, but I had to try. As you said, P, it did look like the numbers were slowly starting to climb. So maybe I've made the wrong decision, but it was worth a shot. It was worth a shot. And I feel like 6:30, half past the hour is a good time to start a stream as well. So hopefully we'll get back to that figure. And beyond. But hello, welcome everybody, welcome back to Farm Sim Friday. Today we are playing on Saxlingham again, and I'm currently harvesting sorghum. I'm also doing a Jingle Jam fundraiser this year. I'm trying to raise £500 for 8 incredible charities. So if you're just joining, if you feel like donating a little bit of money to charity this Christmas, please do consider checking the link in my bio or use the QR code on screen. We've raised £168 so far, so thank you so much everybody who's already donated. It's very, very much appreciated. You should try Spakovo, says Jam. I think I played... Oh, shit. Crash. I think I played Spakovo on FS22. Was it on FS22? It sounds familiar. I've definitely not played it on 25. But the name... it is, yeah. Yeah, I've definitely tried it before then. Unfortunately, I just don't have time to play it on stream, because I haven't even played the new Highlands fishing map yet, Kinlake. We're going to be playing that in the new year. The thing is, I don't play Farming Sim on stream often enough to, like, try out all sorts of different maps. I kind of have to pick a map and stick with it. Which is why I'm playing Saxlingham at the minute, which is a good map. Great map. Hi Philip, how are you doing today? Welcome back. Will you buy GTA 6 when it comes out? I will, Joshua, yes. I fully intend to stream GTA 6 when it comes out. I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm a big GTA fan. Not so much the multiplayer and the RP and stuff like that. I like the game for the actual story and the single player campaign. But I'm definitely looking forward to GTA 6. I will 100% be buying it, and I would very much like to stream it as well when it releases. Is this Farming Sim 23? It's 25, Philip. Is the next map you're playing UK based? It is, P. The next map is Kinlake. It's in Scotland. It's the first ever official map in the UK in Farming Sim. Saxlingham obviously is a mod. All the other UK maps that I've played are all mods. This is the first time Giant Software have ever made an official UK map for the game, which is very, very exciting, and I still know nothing about it. Apart from the first look video that was published by Giant Software when the DLC came out, I've deliberately avoided any videos about the map because I want to go into it as fresh as possible. And I'm very, very excited to get into it when it does drop. Well, it has dropped. In the new year, I'm going to be getting into it. When you stream GTA 6, I'll definitely watch. I can't wait. Thank you, Joshua. Yeah, there's a couple of games that I'm very much looking forward to next year. Subnautica 2 is going to be going into early access next year, and I will be streaming that as well. I'm actually going to start playing Subnautica on stream after Christmas. Because I absolutely love Subnautica, and I want to play the first one on stream before the sequel comes out. But yeah, Subnautica 2 is coming out next year. Obviously, GTA 6 is coming out next year. So, we're going to be busy. Have you played Red Dead 2? I have, Josh. Yes, I have played Red Dead 2. Not on the PC, though. I don't actually own it on PC. God, we're bouncing around a lot right now. But yeah, maybe we could play that on stream at some point as well, perhaps. God. Okay, the TM is really starting to struggle with the sorghum. I just drive through the fields, it's quicker. Yeah, unfortunately we do have crop destruction on, Josh. I wanted to try and keep it realistic, so we've got crop destruction enabled. We can't drive over our fields unless we want to lose our own crops. What's the tractor, says Caden? This is a New Holland TM series, one of my absolute favourite tractors of all time. We got the TM 190 here. I've always loved the TM series particularly. I'm a big fan of New Holland in general. But I like the TMs. We had a very similar tractor in FS22 on Osada. I don't think it was the exact model, but it was a TM series, and they're really great. It looks like England. Is it a mod on PC or something? It's a mod called Saxlingham. It is on consoles as well. It's based on Norfolk. Hopefully it's next year, says STFC. Oh, for Red Dead? Well, we'll see. You never know. The thing is, I've got so many games that I want to play on stream, and I just don't have time to play them all, you know? So there's so many that I want to play, but I just haven't gotten around to yet. Is there going to be a new farming sim? They have just announced the Signature Edition for the Nintendo Switch, but Farming Sim don't make a full game every year. Currently they are doing one game every 3 years. So before this there was 22, and before that there was 19. The next one is probably going to be FS28. But in between the main releases, they do like mobile ports and stuff like that of previous games. So, like at the minute, they're working on the Signature Edition, which is like a slight demake for the Nintendo Switch. But this is their latest mainline title. Oh, you mean GTA 6, STFC? Yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well. Very excited for that. Better to put out a high-quality game every few years than pump out broken games every year, says P. Yeah, you're not wrong. At the same time, even with 3 years of development, the farming sim games do tend to have their fair share of problems on release. I agree, though. I do think, you know, taking a bit longer to deliver a higher quality product is definitely a noble concept. Some people might say that even with that extra time, the product isn't worth it. I disagree. This would be a good farm, wouldn't it? And once again, just to remind everyone, I am raising money for charity this year. In case you missed the text on screen just there, it's that side. I'm trying to raise £500 for Jingle Jam 2025. They're partnered with 8 incredible charities this year: Make-A-Wish, Autistica, War Child, some really, really great causes. So if you'd like to donate a little bit of money to charity this Christmas, please consider using the link in my bio or scanning the QR code on screen. So far we've raised £168 and I'm trying to raise 500 by the end of the week. I don't think we're going to hit that goal at this point, but if we could hit 250 and then we're at least halfway, that would be absolutely incredible. So yeah, once again, if you'd like to donate some money to charity this Christmas, consider checking it out. And also, just to remind everyone that if you donate £35 or more, you get access to the Jingle Jam Games collection. There's 15 Steam keys for some really great games, as well as a voucher for 40% off Displate. I don't think I've mentioned that in any of the previous streams. Within that bundle, you also get a 40% voucher for Displate, so get yourself a nice Displate. And there's a couple of other coupon codes in there as well. But the main focus of the bundle is the games, obviously. And it's not called a bundle, it's called a collection. I have to make that quite clear. Because, you know, a few years ago, they partnered with Humble, and they did Humble bundles. Now they're partnered with Tiltify, it's called the collection. So if you want to get a collection of 15 Steam games, then you can use the link, scan the QR code, and donate £35 or more to charity. Hello again, CB. Welcome back. Oh, it's getting quite misty at the minute. I like it, but it's a bit strong. I've seen a few people comment on the fog in this game being a little bit too intense. If I was playing on Kinlake, you know, up in the Scottish Highlands, it would be more realistic. I don't think in Norfolk you'd really see this level of fog at this time of day, just in normal circumstances. Not in the middle of summer. Come on. Are you live all night? I'm live until 8 o'clock, CB. And when do you go live again? Next stream's going to be tomorrow, 2 PM till 5 PM. I'm going to be playing Train Simulator. And at the request of one of my viewers, I'm going to be doing some drives in the Greater Anglia area. I forget who it was, but someone was requesting that next time I play Train Sim, I drive somewhere in the Greater Anglia region. So the Wherry Lines, Great Eastern Main Line, King's Lynn branch, you know, that kind of stuff. So I think that's where we'll be driving tomorrow. Thanks for following Jam and Darren, by the way. Very much appreciated. How many hours do you reckon you've put in on Farming Sim? Oof. I've no idea, Josh. If you counted every Farming Sim, it would be, you know, possibly in the thousands. I've been playing since FS15. I got FS15 for Christmas in 2014, and I've played every mainline Farming Sim since. So I couldn't tell you how many hours I've acquired over all of the games. You know, how much I've racked up, but it's got to be in the thousands. It's just got to be. I don't think it's my most played game ever, though. My most played game ever is probably Minecraft, to be quite honest. I've been playing that for a very, very long time. Not since the very beginning. I've been playing that since 2013, I want to say. Yeah, since the Redstone update 1.5, which released in 2013. So yeah, I would say that's probably my most played game ever, but Farming Sim is definitely up there. Ash Begbridge, says Darren Watkins. I presume you're referring to my charity live stream, my charity fundraiser. I wasn't aware that raising money for charity was considered begging nowadays, but maybe it is, I don't know. According to TikTok it is, because they keep muting my live streams for soliciting donations for personal gain or whatever else. But I am trying to raise money for charity this year. I'm trying to raise £500 for Jingle Jam. This year alone, they've already raised over $2.5 million across various different platforms and various different creators. I'm trying to raise £500, and so far we've raised 168, which is absolutely incredible. Thank you so much to everyone who's already donated. If you'd like to chip in a little bit of money for Christmas, you know, a little bit of a charity donation this Christmas, consider checking it out. There's a link in my bio, or you can scan the QR code on screen. Doesn't matter how much you give, whether it's £1 or £100, all of it is going to be going to 8 really incredible charities. The money goes to your bank account, says Darren Watkins. Once again, literally just Google the words Jingle Jam and you will see everything you need to know about this highly reputable and long-standing charity organisation. I'm surprised you haven't heard of them, honestly. Over the last 10 years, they've raised £25 million for charity. Like I say, I understand skepticism. I understand seeing someone's charity live stream and being like, is this money really going to charity? Literally just Google the words Jingle Jam and you will see that it is absolutely legit. What's the map like? Says Jam. It's great. It's great, Jam. I really love Saxlingham. Great map. It's based on Norfolk, so it's very flat. But I like it. I've been having fun with it. Jingle Jam's been going for years. Thank you, Ted. Thank you for clarifying, just for any skeptics out there. But yeah, Jingle Jam has been going for years. I've been watching Jingle Jam for years. You know, I'm a huge Yogscast fan. I first started watching the Yogscast back in the Jaffa Factory days, and now they're doing Jaffa Factory 2. It's literally my childhood all over again. But I'm a huge Yogscast fan. I've watched Jingle Jam for many years, and this year I thought, you know, why not try and do a bit of fundraising of my own? Why not try and set up my own Jingle Jam fundraiser and see if I can raise a little bit of money for charity. So, like I say, so far we've raised 168. I'm trying to raise 500. If you would like to donate, there's a link in my bio or there's a QR code on screen. And it's all going to 8 very, very worthwhile causes. I'm excited to Spakoo, says Jam. Good, Jam. Like I say, I'd definitely like to check it out. I remember Jingle Jam from the 90s. They haven't been going quite that long, Ted. It was set up in 2014 by the Yogscast, but they've been going for quite a while. What are the charities, says William Jones? The charities are War Child, Autistica, Make-A-Wish. Sorry, I'm just blocking the person who keeps claiming that it's a scam. War Child, Autistica, the Trevor Project, Make-A-Wish, Campaign Against Living Miserably, Become, Wallace and Gromit's Grand Appeal, and the World Wildlife Fund. So again, 8 very, very worthwhile causes. If you want to learn more about each individual charity, there's information on the page. Oh, sorry, 1 second. Jingle Jam was a charity in London when I was a child. I think you're probably thinking of a different Jingle Jam in that case, Ted. This Jingle Jam was set up by the Yogscast in 2014. It originally started actually as them just doing a dono drive for their own channel, and then they decided to turn it into a charity thing. And since then, they've done it every single Christmas. Every December, for the first 2 weeks of December, they do a 14-day charity live stream marathon, and they always raise millions and millions of pounds. And this year, over 500 other creators are taking part, and I'm very, very pleased to be one of them. It's a great feeling to be raising money for charity, you know. And like I was saying earlier, I think if you can, why wouldn't you? If you've got any kind of audience that can help raise money for charity, why wouldn't you do it, you know? My apologies for misunderstanding. You're alright, Ted. It's a fairly generic name, so there probably have been other charities with that name over the years. It's 10 to 7, by the way, which means we've got an hour left, and we've still got 2 fields to harvest. After this one. Will we actually get all this done today? I don't know. I think the sunflowers are going to be the last field to be ready, and it's also the smallest field, so I can always do that one off camera. Excuse me. If we can just get this done, and the cornfield. I'm just realising I should have got the AI worker to do this while I head back to the farm. I'm going to do that because we do have a load that needs taking. Let me start him down the bottom so he doesn't make any mistakes this time. Okay, AI worker, don't do the headlands, off you go. And we'll be off back to the farm again. Now I think this time I might try and skirt around the edge of the sunflower field. I think this tractor and trailer are small enough that they could squeeze through. Merry Christmas, thank you, Gem. Yeah, it's nearly here. Less than 2 weeks to go. And I've still got presents to buy. I'm gonna go and do my last little bits on Tuesday next week. Because I'm gonna be streaming every day until Monday. And I haven't started wrapping anything yet either, so that's gonna be fun. Hi Matthew, how you doing? What tractor is this? This is the New Holland TM 190, one of my favourite New Holland tractors. How much money have you saved, says DTM? If you mean how much have I raised, we've raised £168 so far, which is absolutely incredible. Thank you so much to everyone who's already donated. Very, very generous of you. And just reminding everyone, once again, if you'd like to donate, there's a link in my bio, or you can scan the QR code on screen. Any amount is very much appreciated, even if you can only give £1, you know, it's going to be split among 8 amazing charities. I think when it comes to charity, people often think, you know, well, how much difference can £1 make? But if everyone gave £1, we could raise thousands, you know? So like I say, if you've got a couple of quid lying around, even if it's literally just £1, consider donating it, and help me raise money for some incredible causes. How much you made? We've made 168 so far, STFC. Unfortunately, there's no overlay for TikTok, so there's no way to show how much I've made on screen on TikTok. If you're watching the stream on YouTube and Twitch, it is on screen how much I've made, but not on TikTok. What are the charities? The charities are the Trevor Project, Autistica, War Child, Campaign Against Living Miserably, Become, World Wildlife Fund, Wallace and Gromit's Grand Appeal, and I think I've forgotten one. Let me start again. Autistica, War Child, Trevor Project, Make-A-Wish, Wallace and Gromit's Grand Appeal, World Wildlife Fund, Campaign Against Living Miserably, and Become. Those are the 8 charities. 8 very different but equally worthwhile causes. And again, if you want to hear more about each individual charity, please let me know, and I'd be happy to tell you more about them, or you can click the link and it'll tell you more about them on the donations page as well. What games do you get with the £35 bundle? There's some interesting ones, STFC. There's quite a variety. There's Train Sim World 6, which, you know, as a Train Sim player, I did very much appreciate. There's a game called Ixion, which is kind of like a space colony resource management kind of game. Think like... I think I've heard it described as like Frostpunk in space. You're on a spaceship, and you have to build a colony and manage resources and stuff like that. It's very good. I've been playing that one a lot. There's Mouthwashing, a really great PS1 style horror game that released earlier this year. I was really surprised to see that in the bundle, because it is actually a game that I've wanted to play for a while. Really interesting horror game, which I haven't played yet, but I'm looking forward to checking it out. There's all sorts of other stuff as well. There's Core Keeper, there's Gatekeeper, which are 2 completely different games. They just have similar names. There's the Royal Writ, which is kind of like a family-friendly version of Inscription, if you've ever played that. And that's actually published by the Yogscast Games as well. There's... Oh, what else is there? There's Dungeons of Hinterberg, which is a really interesting... Dungeons of Hinterberg, and also Time Space Wizards, I think it's called. There's 2 games in there. Tactical Breach Wizards. There's 2 games in there that are really weird, like, alternate timeline. Like, with Tactical Breach Wizards, it's like it's like our world, but there's wizards, and the wizards are cops. It's really, really unique game. There's some good stuff in there. There's some good stuff. Like I say, very, very varied. The games are worth, yeah, I think I don't know the exact value, but the games individually are worth over £100. So if you get the bundle, you get in all those games for just £15, as well as a code for 40% off Displate. And, of course, that £35 is going to 8 really incredible charities. So it's very, very worthwhile, you know. And I bought mine. From... I made my donation to the official Yogscast Jingle Jam last week, so I've got the games, and I've played a couple of them already. I can attest that there's some very good stuff in there. Haven't bought a Displate yet, though. I've never bought a Displate before, but with 40% off, I'd be mad not to. You know what I mean? See what I can find. What pedals you got? These pedals are the pedals that came with the steering wheel, the Logitech heavy equipment wheel. So they're not really anything fancy. And I've only got brake and accelerate. No. I've made a mistake. I've accidentally stopped the worker in the middle of the field again. And as you know, doing that always causes problems. Where's he going? As long as he goes in the right direction. There we go. Lovely. Thanks for the I'm ready, Teds, by the way. You're an amazing human. Thank you, Teds. Okay, we'll sit tight for a second. Okay, we're entering the last hour of the live stream. So we've still got 60 minutes to hopefully get a couple more donations in. We've had one £35 dono today so far, which is very much appreciated. Thank you, Chelsea, for donating £35. And our top donor so far is actually P, who I believe is watching the stream right now. Or they were earlier. They might not be right now. But P, you at £45, you're our top donor so far, so thank you very, very much. Moneybags over here. Indeed, indeed. Have you played any of the games in the bundle yet, P? The collection, not the bundle. We don't say that word. Like I say, I tried Train Sim World. I already had Train Sim World, but there were a couple of DLCs that were included with it. And I've mostly been playing Ixion, which is really great. Very addictive. I hope to check some out on the weekend. Nice one, nice one. It's so varied as well. Like there's so many different games like across multiple genres. You know, it's not like there's a dozen games that are all the exact same game in the exact same genre. So you know, if you don't enjoy that genre, you're doomed. There's like a huge variety. So there really is something for everyone in there, I think. I've redeemed all the codes and installed ready. Nice one, P. I leave for my holiday and honeymoon tomorrow. Nice one, Ted. Hope you have a great time. I'm a bit closer. But yeah, it's a good option to redeem all the codes straight away. Although, you know, if you've got family members who enjoy playing video games, you could even make it a Christmas present. You know, you could gift a couple of those codes. If there's a couple of games in the bundle that you aren't interested in playing, send them as a Steam gift to someone, you know? That way, you've not only given £35 to charity and got a nice handful of games for yourself, you've also got a nice little Christmas present for someone, you know? Off to New York for a month. Nice one. Christmas in New York, eh? Okay, we're nearly there. I would also like to say as well, I'm definitely going to do this again next year. We might have only raised... I mean, I don't like using the word only, because 168 is still an incredible amount of money, and I'm very, very grateful to everyone who's donated. But yeah, seeing that we've managed to raise that amount just from 1 week, you know, I'm definitely going to do this again next year. And next year, I would like to try and do the full 2 weeks. Because it is a 2 week event. It normally lasts for the first 2 weeks of December, I've only done the second week, but next year I'd definitely like to do another fundraiser, and I'd like to try and do the full 14 days. And streaming 14 days straight will definitely be a challenge, but it's for charity, you know. You're amazing and you have a wonderful community. Thank you, Ted. Thank you very much for saying so. Like I say, I think if you've got an audience, why wouldn't you do something like this? You know, if you have the chance to raise a little bit of money for some really worthwhile causes, why wouldn't you take that opportunity, right? That's my attitude to it. And like watching this year's Jingle Jam, watching the Yogscast streams last week, I just sat there thinking, you know, I've got an audience. I could do that. I could do some fundraising of my own, and I could raise a bit of money for charity. And so I decided to sign up, and here we are. And like I say, we've raised £168, which is amazing. Do you like farming apart from the game? Says 530. I do. Yeah, I'm very interested in farming. It's not something that I've ever done professionally. Like, I've never worked on a farm, but I've always had an interest in it. My granddad used to work on a farm, and he used to take me to work with him on the weekends, which is what, you know, inspired my interest. But it's not something that I've ever done as a job myself. The Christmas gifting idea is so good. Donate to a good cause while gifting games to another. Exactly, P. Exactly. I mean, some people buy like 2 or 3 bundles. I think there's a max limit on how many you can buy, but some people buy like 2 or 3 bundles and then give out a load of the keys as presents for people, which is a really great idea because you're raising 3 times as much money for charity. And you're giving gifts to people as well. Hi, Max's community. How are you doing? I've gotten a bit lost here. Went a bit off course. It's a great game for designing what type of farm you would like and layout, etc. with mods. Yeah, I imagine so. 530. I imagine it could be quite useful as like a planning tool for stuff like that. Saxlingham. It is Saxlingham, Kobe, yes. P says, my brother-in-law is getting his very first PC for Christmas, so I may need to gift him some games to get started. Nice one, P. Nice one. Yeah, honestly, if you've got a friend or relative who plays games on PC, on any platform, but on PC specifically, Steam gifts are a great Christmas present. A couple of years ago, my brother-in-law, he's really into Euro Truck, like I am. A couple of years ago, I bought my brother-in-law a load of the trailer packs for Euro Truck as a Steam gift. For Christmas, it's a really, it's a nice, easy way to give someone a present, you know. And with the codes, obviously, if you do donate to the fundraiser, it gives you the codes that you then put into Steam to like redeem them. You can just keep some of the codes and write them in a Christmas card or something, and then give that card to a relative, you know. And then they open the card, and you say, "Yeah, there's codes here for some Steam games." And the codes can be redeemed up until February. So, like, it's specifically intended for you to, you know, be able to give out any extra codes that you might have. Which is a really cool idea. $530 says, it makes a huge difference having wheels and buttons for these games, even the joystick for diggers. Yeah, definitely, definitely. Playing with a steering wheel is a completely different experience. I could never go back. Like, after playing this and Euro Truck with this wheel for so long, I couldn't imagine going back to a controller or a keyboard and mouse. Don't get me wrong, you can play these games with those, you know, with a controller or with a keyboard, and they are just as fun. But I really feel like once you've experienced it with a steering wheel, you won't want to go back. You won't want to play it without one. I should have the beacon on, by the way. Another thing I keep forgetting to do. Okay, we have one more field to harvest. Well, technically two more, but I think I'll do the sunflowers off-screen. The next thing is going to be the corn. Oh, also, we should have taken the sorghum... We shouldn't have taken the sorghum to the silo. We should have taken it to the bakery to be made into flour and then bread. Oh, bit of a voice crack there, sorry. We'll use the big trailer for that. Did we get any yield information, by the way? I think we did, but I wasn't paying attention to it. I want to get the G920 with clutch and gearbox for Euro. Nice one, 530. The thing with a lot of simulator games, the thing with a lot of steering wheels is that they tend not to have thumbsticks. But for games like Farming Sim and Euro Truck, you really need to be able to look around. Obviously, most steering wheels are designed for racing games, so they don't tend to have thumbsticks. It's quite hard, actually, to find a good wheel that has thumbsticks. But this one's great, the Logitech heavy equipment wheel. It's very cheap, but you get what you pay for with it, you know, and it's good quality. It's cheap, but it is good quality. I've had this for like 3.5 years now, and it's still going strong. I would like to upgrade it soon, but it's not bad by any stretch. Okay, I'm gonna have to... put the pipe out and just manually pour this last little bit of sorghum into the silo. There we go. So I have the same wheel, but some truck wheels look really cool, although they cost about 500. Yeah, that's the thing. Truck wheels are quite expensive as well. And I would love to get a proper big leather wheel, you know, like leather-covered wheel, because this is just plastic, and it is quite small as well. It's not like a very realistic size. I mean, it's not too bad for the Combine, but yeah, I'd love to get something a bit bigger and higher quality, but they do end up being quite expensive. Okay, is the sweet corn ready to harvest? It isn't. Wow, it's very tall, but it's not quite ready. Which means we're going to have to harvest it in September. Oh dear. I didn't think we'd be this late into the year already. I'm also going to need to put the header trailer somewhere, because we need to get the corn header now. Ooh. Evening Soul, how's the live been? It's been good, Daniel. It's been very quiet, unfortunately. I was really hoping that it'd be quite a busy stream, especially with it being, you know, Jingle Jam and trying to do this charity fundraiser. I was really expecting that this would be like the biggest day and we'd get loads of donations and there'd be loads of viewers, because normally my farming sim streams do get quite a lot of viewers. But yeah, it's been unfortunately very quiet today compared to my usual farm sim streams. Not that I don't appreciate everyone who is here, and we have had £35 donated by Chelsea on Twitch, I believe, so it's very much appreciated. Are you streaming from PC? It always gets less than phones for some reason. I am 530, yes. I am aware that that phone streams do better than PC streams. But like I say, my farming sim streams normally do very well. Like, I streamed this last week, exact same time, 5 PM till 8 PM, and we had like dozens of viewers. And right now there's 10 people watching. I think even if you get everything right, even if the conditions are absolutely perfect, there's still a chance that it just won't take off, you know? That's TikTok for you. You know, that's social media in general. Even if you post at the exact perfect time, there's no guarantee that it's gonna hit the algorithm and take off, you know? And unfortunately today it hasn't, really. Shame it's not been busier. Have there been much trolls on? No, not really. It's been so quiet we haven't even had any trolls, really, which I guess is a blessing. Okay, I'm gonna get the T8000. Do you like them or not? What are you talking about, Lucas? Can I be your boyfriend? No, thank you. You can donate money to my Jingle Jam fundraiser if you'd like. I'm trying to raise £500 for charity. Should try 2 angles, one with PC and one with phone, and only respond to one chat. I mean, it's not a bad suggestion, 5:30. It's a bit late now to do it today, but it's an interesting idea. Unfortunately, this time next week, you know, Jingle Jam's going to be over. It's ending on Sunday. We've only got 2 more days to raise money for charity, so hopefully we'll get a bit more tomorrow and Sunday. Okay, sorghum. Wait, do we have wheat? We got 75,000 litres of wheat? Since when? Fair enough. Do you live in Brighton, says Mihai2? I don't. I live in Doncaster, Mihai2. I'd love to live in Brighton, because it's apparently like the queer capital of Britain. Which would be very nice to live in a place where not everyone wants me to stop existing. Although actually, there's a place in Yorkshire, Hebden Bridge, which is apparently like the queer capital of Yorkshire. Like there's loads of lesbians live there apparently, which is bizarre but interesting fact. I don't know. I mean, I would like to live in a more queer-friendly place. Doncaster's not exactly the worst place to live, and I do have very supportive family and friends, but at the same time, it's not the most accepting place in the world. I can imagine quite a few lesbians loving the rural life. You might be right, P. That might be it, you know. Hebden Bridge is, you know, up in the Yorkshire Dales. Very beautiful part of the country. UK is overall LGBT friendly, in my opinion. I think it's quite hit or miss. It's definitely not the worst country in the world to live in as a queer person. You know, there are still countries out there where you know, being gay is literally a crime. But it's also not the best country in the world either. There is a lot of negativity towards trans people in particular, but also, you know, the LGBTQ plus community in general. Like I say, it's not the worst place to live, but it's not the best place either. I'm happy enough here. Like I say, my family are here, my friends are here, and I've got a lot of people around me who support me, so if I didn't have that network of supportive people, I would probably consider moving somewhere else. But it's, like I say, it's not awful. Have you ever faced negativity against you in person? Says me hi to. Not really, honestly, not really. You know, the odd little comment behind my back, or you know, a little giggle from people, but never to my face. No one's ever like come up to me and said you're not a woman. Like I've never experienced that, fortunately. Like I've never been directly attacked or harassed, you know, in that way. Okay, sorghum flour, please. Like I say, I've definitely had my fair share of whispering and stuff like that, but I'm used to that because I get that online, right? Why did you choose to not answer my question? Because I didn't see your question, Liam. As far as I'm aware, you have not asked any questions at this point. Now, usually that's because the question contains a word that isn't allowed on TikTok. And if you're asking me a question that contains a word that isn't allowed on TikTok, it's probably not a question that I'd want to answer anyway. So, might be for the best. I think people have just got more mean and angry in general, especially if they write it down. I think you're right, 530. I think I've always said I think that acceptance for LGBTQ plus people has increased, but negativity has also increased. You know what I mean? Like they've both increased. Like 20 years ago, I think people were just kind of indifferent to the queer community. Whereas you fast forward to today, and there are more people who are like pro LGBTQ+, but there are also more people who are anti-LGBTQ+. You know what I mean? Like, both sides have gotten more vocal. I think 2025 is simultaneously the most and least accepting time, you know, for queer people. Because again, I think that both positivity and negativity have risen. Like, people have just gotten more vocal. Whether that's whether they're positive or negative, both sides have continued to get more vocal. I think, like I say, 10 years ago, most people just didn't have any opinion on the queer community. Nowadays, most people do have an opinion. It might be a positive opinion, it might be a negative opinion, but most people these days do have an opinion, you know? Thanks for following on Twitch, by the way, Fred Ewerfalk. How are you doing? P says, just ordered my heavy equipment bundle. Christmas come early. Wow, P, nice one. I think you'll enjoy it. I think you'll really love it. I love mine. Like I say, I've had this for well over 3 years now. Over time, it's been a little bit bruised and battered. You know, it's a little bit worn out, but it still works pretty well. I really love it. It's such a great... like I said earlier, if it's your first time ever using a simulator wheel, this is a really good one to start with. It's a good jumping on point. Thanks for following Lauren Miles on Twitch, by the way. We've got a couple of new followers joining, so I think now would be a good time to shout out the fundraiser again. If you're new here, hello. This year I'm trying to raise £500 for 8 incredible charities via Jingle Jam. If you'd like to donate, there's a link in the chat on TikTok and on Twitch and YouTube, and in my bio on TikTok, or you can scan the QR code on screen. So far we've raised £168, which is absolutely incredible. There's 8 amazing charities: War Child, Autistica, the Trevor Project, Campaign Against Living Miserably, Become, Make-A-Wish, the World Wildlife Fund, and Wallace and Gromit's Grand Appeal. Any donations you make will be split evenly between those 8 charities, and if you donate £35 or more, you get access to the Jingle Jam Games Collection, which gets you 15 incredible games on Steam and a 40% voucher on Display, as well as a couple of other coupon codes. Again, if you feel like donating a bit of money to charity this Christmas, consider donating to my Jingle Jam fundraiser. It's all going to 8 very, very worthwhile causes. You can donate as much or as little as you like, even if it's only £1. You know, it's all going to charity. It's all for 8 very, very incredible causes. So yeah, please do consider making a donation if you can. Thanks for following Little Man 02345 on Twitch. We got a few new followers coming in on Twitch today. Much appreciated. After swinging my poor truck straight out onto a street lamp on Tuesday, it's well required. Yeah, P! That means you can join the Christmas convoy on the 29th with your new steering wheel. That'll be cool. Side panel and joystick is awesome for ETS2. I printed stickers for buttons like wipers and stuff. That is cool, 530. I haven't put any stickers on mine, but I've seen on Etsy some people have made like overlays that like it's like one big sticker that goes over the whole panel, and it's got all the little icons for all the different buttons. Really cool stuff. Although again, I like having mine just as it is, to be honest. I like mine being bare. Okay, I think we're gonna we'll leave this trailer attached because I feel like we are probably going to use it again tomorrow. I'm just going to pull in here for now. Then I'm going to go and sleep, and then we'll harvest the corn. Hopefully, if we can afford the corn header. We might have to lease it. Okay, all the way around to the back gate. And sleep. Till 6. Okay. Is the corn ready? Can we confirm? It's not ready. What? What do you mean? I can't wait another day. It's already September. I need to harvest this today. Come on, you need to be ready. Let's have a look at the header. Let me just check, actually. We definitely don't have a header already, do we? No, we don't have one. Hope you get to your goal. Good night and God bless. Thank you very much, 530. Thanks for joining as well. Okay, let's go to headers. Corn headers. So these headers can do corn and sunflowers, which is convenient because we got corn and sunflowers. I think instead of buying one, because they're quite expensive, we'll just lease one. And we'll just use it for these couple of fields and then return it. Hey man, how are you today? I'm good, Jamie. Welcome back. You were here earlier, I believe. How are you? Okay, flash is on. I was indeed doing well, was playing this game. Nice one. so bored of it now. Need some inspiration. Have you tried doing some of the production chains? I always find those to be quite enjoyable. I like making cereal, breakfast cereal. It's a nice level of difficulty, I think. Like, the recipes like cake, I think, are a bit too involved. Very complicated recipe, but cereal is the perfect amount of complexity. Because you need grapes to make into raisins, and then you need oats and sweet corn, and you also need honey, which means you need bees. So it's a good level of complexity. If you're playing Farming Sim for the first time, and you want to know which production to do cereal. Cereal is a really, really good production to do, in my opinion. If you've already done all of them, I don't know. Try and buy every piece of equipment in the game, maybe? Hey, Matt on YouTube, how are you doing? Okay, I've got a feeling this might grow in a couple of hours, because sometimes they grow at like 8 in the morning rather than at midnight. So in the meantime, we'll go and clear some of these wool bales, wool pallets, and then maybe by the time we've done that, it'll be ready. Half an hour to go, by the way. Please share the live stream. Anyone who's watching right now on TikTok, YouTube, or Twitch, please share the live stream. This is like the last half an hour to hopefully raise a little bit more money for Jingle Jam 2025. Like I said earlier, I was really hoping this day would be the biggest one of the week. Unfortunately, it hasn't been. Although we have raised 35 today, which is very much appreciated. Yeah, please share the stream. Encourage people to watch. Encourage people to donate if they can to my Jingle Jam fundraiser. We're trying to raise £500 for 8 very worthwhile charities. And you know, any donations that you give would be greatly appreciated. Whether it's £1, £50, however much you can give. Again, like I was saying earlier, I think a lot of people think, well, you know, if I only give £1, it's not really going to make much of a difference, is it? But if everyone gave £1, like if 1,000 people give £1, that's £1,000 for charity, you know? So quite literally every single penny counts. If you have any money at all, if you can spare £1, £2, it's all really, really much appreciated. Like I say, every single penny really does count. Sorry, I had to step away. Picked up horrid flu this week, and the cough keeps making me sick. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, P. I hope you feel better soon. What am I going to do about all this wool, by the way? Sorry, somebody's ringing me. Oh, it's okay. They'll ring back. I don't think we're going to sell this wool this year because it's going to be a bad time to sell. But also, I don't want to take this with me to Scotland. Like, it seems a bit silly taking like 12 pallets of wool with me to sell at a later date. I think we'll sell these in the next stream, which will be our last episode on this map. Oh, why they keep getting stuck on the pallet fork? I'm not sure why. Oh, this one's at a weird angle as well. This is going to be difficult to pick up. There we go, get it on the corner. Oh, What? Get off! Why won't it get off? Oh. There we go. Can we get 2 pallets with this? I think probably not, because they're going to be really heavy. Oh, mind you. I guess wool's not as heavy as a bale. Makes sense. Get off! I don't understand why they keep sticking on the pallet fork. Get off! Jesus. Hello, little James. How are you doing today? Welcome. Good, how are you? I'm good, I'm good. What map are you playing? This is Saxlingham. Which is, of course, based on Norfolk. Okay, is that corn ready yet? It's not. Is it going to be ready today? Because I really need to harvest this today. Let's turn the timescale up a bit and see if it ripens at 8 o'clock, which I think it might. The sunflowers aren't ready either. The sunflowers could be ready as late as November. That's insane. Hopefully they're ready before that. I mean, I don't want to skip another day, you know. Manifesting corn growth. Thanks, P. Let's turn the timescale right up. Hopefully at 8 o'clock they might go. Nope. And it started raining. I think we're going to have to skip another day. Let's do it. Let's turn the timescale right up to 360. And we'll just have to skip ahead to October. God, look at those weeds. Doesn't matter, because we're not going to be planting anything ever again on this map. This is it. This is it. Next week's the last episode on this map. So, we do the harvesting today. We do the selling and processing next Friday. And we're done. What's the map? The map is Saxlingham. Why finishing? We're going to be doing a new map next year. We're going to be playing on Kinlake from the Highlands Fishing DLC. Okay, back to the farm. We should be able to sleep now. Should be late enough in the day. Till 6 AM again. And surely the corn has to be ready this time. It is, but it's raining. And what about the sunflowers? They'll be ready tomorrow. I'll do the sunflowers off screen. But I do need to get this corn done today. When's it going to stop raining? Where's the weather forecast? Oh, there. 8 o'clock it should stop raining. Okay. Fast forward again then. What's that map like? It's based in Scotland, in the Scottish Highlands. I haven't actually played it yet, so I've no idea. All I know about it is what I've seen in the trailer and in the first look videos. But it looks like it's going to be quite fun. I'm definitely looking forward to it. Like I was saying earlier, I think I'm going to try and do an ultra-realistic survival series on that map, which is something I've never done in Farming Sim before. Like, just get as many realism mods as I can, and get, like, the most realistic experience possible. Oh, it stopped raining. Turn the clock down. Okay, we can have the beacon off now. Oh, there it goes, unfolding. It looks really fancy when it unfolds. What? Why is it? Why? What are you doing? There we go. And we're off! We're harvesting sweet corn. Now, the equipment for the sweet corn, the header, is a lot smaller than the corn header, which means this is going to be a big job. I think we're going to put the AI worker on it, actually. And, of course, because he's an idiot, he's going to... Okay, there he goes. He's working. Oh! Wait, what? What the hell? Since when was this a thing? Has this all... Have I always been able to go third person outside the tractor, outside a vehicle? I'm literally discovering this for the first time. What do you mean I can go third person? That's crazy. I mean, pretty cool. But is that a recent update? I do not remember this being a thing that I could do previously. Is this some Highlands fishing malarkey? I mean, maybe I've just never pressed the camera switch button when I was outside a tractor, because there's no reason to. Very strange. Well, you learn something new every day. Oh god, look at all this bread! So much bread. We can't take this with us either. We got to sell this next week. I think we'll take the sweet corn and the oats with us to Scotland, but everything else needs to be sold. The bread needs to be sold, the wool needs to be sold. We might as well sell the bales as well, just to get rid of them. What do you mean take? So I am going to be starting Kinlake with all of our equipment from this map. Because I didn't want to start again from scratch. Especially not if we're doing realistic survival. If we're doing a realistic survival and I start with nothing, it's going to be so difficult. What we're going to do is everything that we have on this map, I'm going to give myself on Kinlake before we start. So it's essentially as if we're moving to a new farm, but we're keeping the progress that we've made here. So we'll have all the same equipment, and we'll have however much money we finish with. But obviously, like I say, things like bread, there's no point in taking bread to Scotland to sell it. We'll just sell it on this map before we finish, right? That's the plan, anyway. I need the little tractor. Thank you. I really shouldn't have parked the big trailer there, should I? Because now it's going to be a real pain in the arse to get the little trailer out. Okay, never mind. That was surprisingly easy. Okay, only 15 minutes to go. We're definitely not going to get this field done today either. But we are on to the last 15 minutes of the stream, so I would like to shout out the Jingle Jam fundraiser once again. If you would like to support 8 amazing charities this Christmas, please consider donating to my Jingle Jam fundraiser. We're trying to raise £500 by the end of the week. So far, we've raised 168, and thank you very much to Chelsea for donating £35 today. Any other last-minute donos would be greatly appreciated. Like I say, even if it's just £1, it all goes to charity. It's all going to 8 very incredible causes. It's well worth it. If you do donate more than £35, you get the Jingle Jam Games Collection, but there's no pressure to donate that much. Like I say, if you've literally got £1 or £2 to spare for charity, every penny helps, right? So if you would like to donate, there's a link in my bio, or you can scan the QR code on screen. And yeah, just please consider donating to charity. Can you please go till 9? I can't, Jam, not tonight, I'm sorry. We've already been live for almost 3 hours. 3 hours is my normal limit for live streams. I don't like to go on much longer than that. Where is the combine? Oh my god, it's travelled further than I thought it had. I thought it'd still be on this side. It's gone all the way round. Where is it? Jesus. It's all the way up there. How fast does it move? That's crazy. What am I going to highlight today? What has there been anything happened in this stream that's highlight worthy? Maybe the bale shredder getting stuck in the fence and then glitching upside down and I couldn't connect to it. That could be highlight worthy. I've got to do something because I've committed to doing a highlight every day this week to try and, you know, raise viewership for the charity streams. Okay, there's no way that I can refill from this side. I'm gonna have to wait till he turns the next corner. Let's have that off. Okay, come on. Fill her up. Don't turn. Don't turn. Idiot. What are you doing? Okay, thanks, I guess. Taken out by the combine, honestly. The AI workers will never stop annoying me. Okay, he's off. And so are we. I wonder how many people will watch Train Simulator. I don't know. The thing is, some of my Train Sim streams have done quite well, viewership-wise. But some of them have been very quiet as well, so it's very hit or miss. I guess, you know, we'll find out tomorrow, but hopefully, fingers crossed, if we can get some decent viewership for Train Sim, then we might get a few more donations in tomorrow. If we could at least get to 250, because then we're halfway. Like, I don't mind. I know we're not going to reach 500. It's too late to reach 500 at this point. But if we could get to 250, that would be an incredible achievement, you know? So hopefully, like I say, fingers crossed, tomorrow's Train Sim stream might go very well. And if it does, we might get a few more donations tomorrow. We might hit 200 tomorrow. And then maybe maybe Oddworld Soulstorm will do well too. I guess there's only one way to know. What time? It'll be 2 till 5 tomorrow. And same on Saturday, 2 till 5. One of the days that shit was going down, your views were going up to 50. Honestly, Draydog, people like drama. That's the thing. Like, if there was someone here right now calling me a tranny and just insulting me to my face, we'd probably have hundreds of viewers, because people love that. They love the drama. But unfortunately, there isn't anyone here being offensive today. I kind of miss it, you know? Somebody please tell me that I'll never be a man and that I'm a danger to children or whatever other bullshit you want to say. Waggy Darts says, not to be rude, but do you ever get people being rude to you because you look like a girl? No, Waggy Darts. I get people being rude to me because I look like a man. It's the opposite problem. Stop, says P. I know, but I feed on it. We complain about the trolls, but we need the views. Honestly, I feed on the negativity. I want it. I need people to tell me to kill myself. I crave it. No, in all honesty, you know, nobody likes getting negative comments, but you know, the negative comments do drive engagement. I won't lie, the streams that do the best are the streams where people are trolling. That's just a fact. The more trolls that I get, the more views that I also get. That's life. That's life. Now, has he gone all the way around the field again? I'm gonna try and meet him on the other side this time. But to be honest, nobody can judge what people look like. If you haven't got anything good to say, don't say it. True, Waggy. I agree. That's what I was always taught. If you don't have anything nice to say, keep your mouth shut. Unfortunately, not many people actually live by those words. I always think, like, people will join my live streams and they'll say the most outrageous things to me. And I always just think, you know, why? Like, what have I actually done? Like, normally it's because they have beef with trans people in general. They're people who've never seen any of my live streams before, but they see me, they see that I'm transgender, and they immediately, like, go for the jugular, you know? And I always just think, like, why are you doing that? Like, what have I personally done to warrant that? You know? I always try to say, you know, put aside whatever you think about trans people, forget it. Just treat me as an individual person. Like, don't look at me and treat me, you know, as just another trans person. Because chances are, if you see me as an actual individual, it might change your perspective on trans people as a whole, you know? Stop thinking about us as a monolith. Stop thinking that we all have, like, one hive mind and that we're all exactly the same. You know, just please try to see me as an individual person and judge me as a person rather than as part of the trans cult or whatever bullshit you believe, you know? But again, too few people are willing to listen and learn. Hi Reese, how you doing, by the way? I'm doing good, what about you? I'm doing good, I'm doing good. It's just annoying that it clearly states on the actual live that you're fundraising. Yeah, honestly, Draydog, although I have noticed that that hasn't happened today, because I have marked the stream as containing sponsored content. Now, to be clear, the stream does not contain sponsored content. There's no sponsorship, there's no brand deal, it is a charity fundraiser. But I am convinced that TikTok does not understand the difference between a fundraiser and a sponsorship. Because literally, I marked today's stream as containing sponsored content, and there's been no issue. Like, there's been no takedown, there's been no reports, anything like that. I'm fully convinced that TikTok just doesn't know what a charity fundraiser is. Like, they think that I am doing, like, a brand deal with Jingle Jam or something. Like, no, it's a fundraiser. That's actually very amazing to fundraise for things. Thank you, Reese. If you want to donate, there's a link in my bio, or you can scan the QR code on screen. Any amount is appreciated. If you can give just £1 or £2, it's all for charity. There's 8 really amazing charities this year, which, you know, your donations will go towards. If you can give more, if you can give £35 or more, you get access to the Jingle Jam Games collection. There's 15 really great Steam games in there. But yeah, any amount is appreciated. Like I say, every single penny counts when it comes to charity. If every single person gave £1, you know, then altogether there'd be thousands, right? So please donate. This is, you know, my kind of last attempt to get some donations in today. If you have enjoyed, if you'd like to raise a little bit of money for charity this Christmas, click the link, scan the QR code, and chip in whatever you can. How many rage baiters do you get in stream normally? It says Jerex. On Farming Sim, normally quite a lot. This is my busiest stream, usually. Which, again, is why I'm kind of disappointed that it's been very quiet today. I really thought, you know, because this is normally my busiest stream of the week, I thought we'd get loads of donations today. And unfortunately, it hasn't happened. And again, it's such a shame because there's only 2 days left now. And then it's going to be a whole year before Jingle Jam comes around again. But yeah, I normally get quite a few on streams like this. Nothing that I can't handle. You know, I've been doing this long enough now that it really doesn't faze me. You know, it's water off a duck's back. Does TikTok not understand what a fundraiser is? No, I genuinely don't think they do, Reese. Because, like I say, almost every day this week, I've been reported for... I can't remember the exact reason, but it was something like leveraging donations for financial gain. So they saw that I was doing a fundraiser, and they wrongly... like, TikTok thinks that I'm raising money for myself, which I'm not doing. I'm raising money for charity. Like, I genuinely think that TikTok just doesn't understand what a fundraiser is. Like, they don't understand the meaning of the word charity. You've been reported? Yep. I didn't get reported yesterday. Oh no, I did. I did yesterday. I didn't on Wednesday. I did on Tuesday 7 times. I haven't been today, which is very good. Oh, you've missed a bit. By people on your lives? Yep, exactly, Reese. People can basically just report you for any reason, and TikTok is very, very bad at like, properly moderating. Right, I need you to give me the corn that you have now. Please, don't make me drive into the field. Fine. 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 Stop! Stop! Jesus Christ. Creasing at you, dancing around the combine. So stupid, P. So stupid. Okay, I think that's as much as we'll be able to do today anyway. I feel like genuinely quite disappointed. And thank you for everyone who has donated. This is not me trying to like get sympathy donations or anything, but genuinely, I really thought Farm Sim Friday, loads of people watch my Farming Sim streams. Surely we'd get like at least 100 today, and it just hasn't happened. And it's such a shame. This was really my last big chance to get donations this year, because tomorrow's Train Sim. Train Sim might do well. We might get a couple of donations during Train Sim. Oddworld Soulstorm on Sunday, I don't think we'll get anything, to be honest. And that's going to be the last day, so... It's a shame. It is a shame. But at the same time, we have raised £168. And rather than focusing on, you know, the potential, you know, rather than worrying about how much we could have made, we should focus on what we've already achieved. We've raised £168 for charity so far. That is incredible. That is absolutely amazing. It still helps so much. It does, Jarex. It does. It's honestly, it's all going towards so many incredible charities. Like I say, I know I shouldn't be upset about it, because what we have done is really great. Thanks for following, by the way, Tyrese. Yeah, I just wish that it could have been a bit more, you know. But there's always tomorrow, and there's always Sunday. Like I say, we could still get a couple more donations, you never know. Please do the route I recommend tomorrow, please. I will, Reese, don't worry, don't worry. I am going to be driving in the Greater Anglia region tomorrow. I don't know exactly where I'm going to drive yet, but I was thinking we'll do one scenario on the Great Eastern Main Line, one on the Wherry lines in Norfolk, and one on the Cambridge to King's Lynn line. And we'll like do an hour on each one. Because honestly, it's a part of the network that I haven't really driven in on stream before. Like, normally on my streams, I stick to areas that are local to me, like Northern and Transpennine and stuff like that. We've never done... Like, I've never driven in that part of the country on stream before, so it'll be quite a nice change, honestly. You do the London line? Yeah, there's the Great Eastern Main Line from London Liverpool Street to Ipswich. We could do a drive on that. Then there's the Wherry lines, which is Norwich to Great Yarmouth, and like I say, there's the Cambridge to King's Lynn line as well. I'm going to try and do one drive on each map. As far as I know, those are the only 3 maps, those are the only 3 routes in the game that are in the Greater Anglia area at this time. Which is actually quite a lot of representation for that part of the country. Okay, lights off, flashes off. And that's, unfortunately, that's where we're going to have to leave it. We're already 5 minutes over, so that's all for today. Let's do a save. Okay. Don't go away, though. I'm going to do my usual wrap-up before we finish. There we go. And we'll put the music back on. There we go. Okay. So, thank you everyone. Thank you for another great stream. Quiet, definitely. Sadly, quieter than I was expecting. But all the same, I've enjoyed it. We have had one donation today. Let me just double check and read that out. Okay, donations. We've had £35 from Chelsea. So thank you very, very much, Chelsea. If you're still watching, thank you so much for the £35 donation today. Like I say, in total, we've now raised £168 over the last 5 days that I've been streaming, which is absolutely incredible. You know I was complaining and I was getting a bit disappointed that we haven't raised as much as I was hoping to, but any amount for charity is still a huge win, you know. The fact that I can sit here and do live streams for 5 days and raise £168 is incredible, you know. So thank you everyone who has donated. Thank you for being such an amazing community. One last time, if you... Oh! Have I accidentally hidden the... Wait, where's the... Where's the image gone? The Jingle Gem logo, has that been gone the whole time? Yeah, what? Okay, it's on that slide. Where did it go from this side? That's weird. I might have accidentally deleted it, I don't know. Hold on a second. Copy. And paste as reference. There we go. It's back. It's the wrong size and it's in the wrong place, but it's at least back on the screen. In fact, if I paste as duplicate, what happens? No, same thing. Okay, never mind. I'll fix that before tomorrow's stream. The point is, we've raised £168 for charity, which is absolutely incredible. So thank you very much, everyone. And one last time, if you would like to donate some money to charity this Christmas, please, please, please click the link in my bio on TikTok, or the link in the chat on YouTube and Twitch, or scan the QR code that's on screen now, and donate anything that you can. It's going towards 8 really incredible charities: War Child, Make-A-Wish, the Trevor Project, Autistica, Become, Campaign Against Living Miserably, Wallace and Gromit's Grand Appeal, and the World Wildlife Fund. 8 really brilliant charities. Any donations you give will be split evenly amongst all 8 of them. So again, please do donate if you can, and thank you so much to everyone who has already donated this year. Thank you so much. With that being said, unfortunately we are going to have to leave it here. Next live stream is going to be Train Simulator tomorrow, and we are going to be doing some drives in the Greater Anglia region. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it might be a busy stream. If we can get a busy stream tomorrow, we could get a few more donations in before the end of the week, which would be brilliant. But that's that. That's all I've got time for today, so thank you once again, everyone, for joining. If you have enjoyed, please follow and subscribe, and if you'd like to support me financially, do consider checking out the Patreon. Shout out to Kate, Jess, Danny, Riley, P, Charlie, Dan, Amy, Marika, Aaron, Hannah, and Alfie. Thank you so very much. I'm not going to spend too long talking about the Patreons today, because it's about charity today, but thank you everyone who has supported me over there. And yeah, for the final time, consider donating if you haven't already. No pressure, but every single penny counts. Even if you can only give £1, it's very much appreciated. That's it from me for today. Enjoy the rest of your evenings, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.